All right, who are you and why are you in my car?
I am chauffeuring you to your airplane. So you can chauffeur me to Denver.
To Colorado. All right, we're going to Colorado because I guess since I retired, all my time building has looked like it was a whole lot of fun to this one. And so she decided she was going to start saying where we go. So today we're going to, is it Boulder? No, we're going to Denver.
Right.
I don't know where we're going.
Like I just said.
What'd you say? I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the camera and looking at myself. What were you? Did you go ahead? Where are we going?
We are flying.
Oh, we ran out of film. All right, so my wife and I decided that we wanted to get out of town for a little bit and go to Colorado, and we had 3 goals. We had some friends we wanted to hang out with, we wanted to do some hiking, and then we wanted to check out this hotel with an interesting story. Although that turned out to not quite be what we thought it was going to be. More on that later. Let's hop in the plane. Let's go to Colorado. All right, we're going to take off to the south. If anything happens under about 1,000 feet, we're going to look at one of 2 fields on either direction to land at. If something happens and we need it, there's a hammer in the back of this seat pocket, and there's a hammer in the back of this seat pocket that will break the glass. There's a fire extinguisher behind my seat. We shouldn't need any of that.
Touch and go, right traffic, prop wash.
Above 1,000 feet, we'll turn around, come back, and land. Your door's locked, your seat's locked, your seatbelt's on. Everything looks good. Last check. Fuel pump, mixture, prop, flaps, trim. Everything's good to go. We're going to do a downwind departure to the west and go to Bridgeport and get some marginally less expensive fuel. Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Northern rate climb, gears coming up.
Today's time-building flight has us departing Arrow Valley Airport in Roanoke, Texas, and flying our Piper Comanche 4 hours north to Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport. As I alluded to in the intro, Erin's been working incredibly hard to help keep us afloat since my employer shut its doors in March. My reaction to this newfound time off has been to fly as far and frequently as possible in hopes of flying professionally as soon as I can.
20 Papa is turning downwind. We'll be departing to the northwest.
I still don't know what that looks like, but after 20 years of leading technology departments, I decided to take this life change and follow the advice that I ignored when I was much younger, when all the old people kept telling me silly things like, do what you love. Well, it appears that what I love is very appealing to somebody deserving of a vacation, so she cleared her calendar and off we went.
Comanche 20 Papa, Roger, maintain at or above 7,000 until turning final, enter right downwind, runway 12 left.
At or above 7,000, enter right downwind, 12 left, 7420 Papa.
That's right, he told me to enter the pattern at 7,500 feet. At 5,300 feet, this is the highest airport I'd flown to at this point in time, so it was odd to visually be descending through 3,000 feet AGL, but have an altimeter that's reading 8,500.
Oh my gosh, when are we moving here?
I know.
Holy crap. Texas sucks.
Yeah. Spice said something about we need to get out of Texas. And I'm like, I'm ready to. And I said, I'll be more so after this weekend, I'm sure.
Oh my God, it's just amazing.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Comanche 20 Papa, extend downwind for pattern traffic. I'll call your base.
I'll extend my downwind, you're calling base, 7420 Papa. Fuel pump's on, mixture's rich, landing gears down. Everything's looking great, actually.
Skyhawk 539, runway 12 left, clear to land, wind 180 at 6.
Roger that, clear to land, 539. Metro Tower, Skyhawk 561, November Delta.
He doesn't turn me soon.
Left, VFR 2 north.
Skyhawk 561, November Delta, Metro Tower, hold short of runway 12 left, landing traffic.
Hold short, 12 left, 561, November Delta.
Comanche 20 Papa, altitude your discretion and turn base your discretion.
Alright, turning base, 7420 Papa. Landing gears down, fuel pump's on, mixture is good, prop is forward.
Comanche 20 Papa, traffic off your right side ahead to your right on 1 mile finals for the south parallel.
Negative contact, 7420 Papa.
Wind 140 at 7. Skyhawk 3 Echo Hotel, no factor, but I'm required to tell you traffic will be holding in position on the runway. Skyhawk 160, runway 12 left, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 12 left, Sky 5160.
Comanche 20 Papa, continue on the runway, turn left at the second high speed Alpha 3, about 2,000 feet down to contact ground point 7, good day.
This video series on the race to 1,500 hours would be happening at a significantly slower pace if not for the support from my friends Derek and Kim at Boots Brigade 73 Romeo. If you've been following this journey, you know of Derek and Kim. These are two incredibly big-hearted people that have saved the lives of literally hundreds of animals. They've flown a large number of animals to foster homes and forever homes, giving them the chance to live the full life that they deserve. In addition to that, Derek has helped me build multi-time in his Baron in some insanely long cross-country flights, and probably more importantly, as I work towards flying professionally, he's introduced me to the concept of flying as a crew. I'll dive a little deeper into this in an upcoming video about my work towards the ATP rating, so there's more to come on that. I'll also put some links in the description to these guys' awesome work and some of our flying videos.
That's hilarious.
All right, so we flew from Dallas to Colorado to get a beer. That's what these trips are about.
Yeah.
We are at Four Noses Brewing. With who are we with?
Brian Garrett.
And Don Bessie.
And Brian is actually one of my Patreon supporters, and this is my wife Erin. And I always say if I meet a Patreon supporter out in the wild, I'll buy him a beer. It didn't work out that way. Instead, he bought seven beers. 7 beers. So we're gonna sample some of these that are made here, and then that'll be done. We're gonna buy a lot more. When we landed in Broomfield, we were greeted by a couple of friends from this area. We grabbed lunch and sampled some craft beers local to Colorado. Anytime I go far from Texas, I order Mexican food just to see what their take is on it. Their version of Mexican food was great, actually. Some places can do it and some can't. I once ordered Mexican food in Ireland. Don't do that. But this was pretty good. Once we were fed, Brian coached me on how to get in and out of Leadville. He's part of the Colorado Pilots Association, and he wasn't going to let me attempt to go there without a very in-depth briefing. Leadville is the highest airport in North America. It's tricky to get in and out of, and flying there shouldn't be taken lightly. I made a video about that trip already if you want to go watch it after this. The link is in the description and also here. After lunch, we got an Uber back to our hotel because it was a long drive to where we were staying, and we had to get up early the following morning to try out this hiking thing people do here. Our first stop was Wild Basin. We were greeted by the sound of rivers rushing and much cooler temperatures. It's only May, but back home it was already 93 degrees. Here, it was 52 degrees. All right, where are we?
We are at Wild Basin in Rocky Mountain National Park.
All right, that's it. And it's cold.
It is cold.
52 degrees. I think when we left yesterday in Texas, it was 91. Well, not when we left. We left early, but
I think that was around the high.
definitely prefer these temperatures. I'm told we're about to come across a moose from someone who is coming the other direction.
This area, it's about 9,000 feet above sea level, so we would hike for a bit and then we would find ourselves needing to pause to catch our breaths. Every time we would stop, we couldn't help but marvel at the surrounding area. We took our time soaking it all in and noticing a kind of quiet that you only get when you're far from the city. The only sounds out here were rushing water, the wind, and the occasional critter scavenging for food.
It's snow in May. We don't get this in Texas. We don't have any of this in Texas. I think we're about 3 miles into our trek.
Being from Dallas, I always get a little excited when I see snow. There were traces of snow here and there, but as we made our way up, it got heavier. It got to the point to where the combination of temperature, altitude, and terrain became a little bit too much for city folks in New Balance sneakers. So we agreed we would go up until the next time we needed to rest, then we would do an about face and head back down.
Is that your hiking shirt?
It's my hiking shirt. Yeah, if it gets dirty, I don't really care.
right, so this next thing's a little sketchy. Well, I don't know if sketchy is the right word. I don't know. So we went to this place called the Stanley Hotel. And I'm not saying, well, I don't know what I'm not saying, but I know what I'm not saying. We went there, and we were kind of under the impression, as were a lot of people, that this is where the movie The Shining was shot. It's a very large, sprawling, creepy hotel, and a lot of the rooms are decorated and painted to look like scenes from the movie, and the carpet is the same in certain places. And so me and a lot of people that were out there taking pictures and filming some stuff, because this is, of course, where the movie was shot. No, the movie wasn't shot there. And we didn't really learn that until we were probably 30 minutes into the tour about the hotel. So a lot of people think this is where it's shot. The people who are running the hotel don't go out of their way to let you know that that's not the truth. And so what it turns out is, I guess Stephen King stayed there once, and they claim that this hotel was the inspiration for the book The Shining, and then, subsequently the movie. So halfway through the tour, we're starting to kind of piece things together and go, okay, it didn't take place here, the filming of the movie. But what did happen was, I guess, Stanley Kubrick made his version of The Shining, and Stephen King wasn't overly thrilled with it. And so he decided to do a 3-part miniseries in 1997. And that was filmed at the Stanley Hotel. So the movie wasn't filmed there. The miniseries was filmed there. I haven't seen the miniseries. I don't know if you have. I actually kind of want to check it out now. But all of us were under the impression, not all of us, a lot of us were certainly under the impression that this is where it was filmed. A quick internet search would have, let us know the truth, that the movie was shot primarily in England and also at the Timberline Lodge in Oregon. But at any rate, it was cool. And I don't know, if you go there thinking that this is where The Shining was shot, you're going to be like, oh, this is awesome, because there's a lot of places that look exactly like it did in the movie. I haven't compared, like I said, I haven't seen the miniseries, so I haven't compared it to see if the scenes look the same, if the settings are the same or not. But I'll probably check that out. But they do let you surmise and deduce that this is probably where the movie took place. There's lots of paraphernalia on the wall from what appear to be, the scenes from the movie. Maybe they're from the miniseries. I'll check it out. But it's cool. It's an interesting place. It's a very creepy hotel. And they did go so far as to put a hedge maze out front. It wasn't a tremendous hedge maze. It was about shoulder height. And I guess they have a lot of moose and other animals that come and pick the branches off the trees. So it was pretty sparse. At any point in time, you could just step over this little fence and be out of it. But we played along, and we came in the entrance and tried to get out. We hit a couple of dead ends. Erin's gotten completely lost and doesn't know what to do.
I think we live here now.
She's in a full-on panic.
For real though.
I do kind of want to get out. But the hotel's right there. It's not like, What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
You should have gone that way.
In the end, it was a really great trip. Getting to log another 10 hours while escaping the Texas heat, having craft brews with friends, taking in some amazing views, and visiting scary hotels that are implied to have been the inspiration for a movie that scared us all. Not a bad way to burn some avgas.
All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. Normally at this part, we'd cut to the flight home, but we didn't fly home. We flew to Leadville. It's a bucket list item for a lot of pilots. It's the highest airport in North America, something like 9,300 feet above sea level. And I already made a video and put it out, and it seems to have resonated. I guess people like it. The video did really well for the channel. So I would encourage you, if the game hasn't started yet, to click, I think it's over here, this link, or I'll put it in the description down there, and watch the video in Leadville. It's kind of interesting trying to get in and get out of there, and I'm very grateful for the help Brian and his buddies gave me with respect to getting in and getting out and making sure I go over the right passes and tune into the right frequencies. So other than that, if you guys get a chance to go check out Wild Basin, Estes Park, anywhere in Colorado, it's just beautiful everywhere. It was really nice to get out of the heat. And see snow. We get dustings here. We don't get real snow. And we get real snow, it's bad, but it doesn't happen very often. So it was very cool to get up there and see that. That's it. You guys, thanks for supporting the channel. Derek and Kim, thank you for your continued support, helping me on my journey through what's hopefully going to be a professional flying career one of these days. Thank you to the Patreon supporters and Brian Garrett, Patreon supporter, who helped me get in and out of Leadville. I appreciate that. And thanks to Gold Seal for sponsoring. You guys fly smart, and I'll catch you in the next one.